So I want to start a new series explaining what I'm calling the sovereign knowledge. It's really the knowledge we need to know so that we can be sovereign again. Because ultimately being sovereign is mental, it's spiritual. That's internal. And it applies across the board. And we can all do it. Once we've got that, then we can apply it to everything, including the legal system. But that's a branch of it, you see. Mostly what we're thinking about the sovereign movement, we think of all this legal stuff. Yes, that's one aspect of it. But really, it's, like I said, it's a spiritual mindset. A state of consciousness, a self-realization. I am sovereign. It's very hard to get your head around this. We have been so well programmed over generations to be part of a tribe, a hive. We're like like bees or ants. We follow this hive, the hive mind, and the king or the queen. But really we have much greater potential in our consciousness. We are sovereign. Self-awareness means sovereign. You see, animals, insects, ants, they're not self-aware. Lower level consciousness. You cannot say they are sovereign. That's why they follow the queen. But we are not ants. We are not animals. Even animals, higher level animals, some are more sovereign than others. Like the tiger. The tiger is sovereign. There's an old Chinese saying, cannot have two tigers on the same mountain. It's a state of consciousness, awareness. And like I said, we're now living inside this legal system. It's a system of law that controls us. And we're living under money. But money really is the legal system. You see, money is okay. Money was just supposed to be a medium of exchange. So that's just to help us barter between each other. So we would use gold. But now money is created by central banks. And it's created out of debt. And there is an interest rate added to it. So all the money we are using, we are borrowing from the banks at interest. Just by having it. Now, we're so used to it, we don't notice it. But what it means is that the central banks are skimming. They're skimming money off the entire world. All of us. And it's getting to such a stage now that it's becoming quite obvious. Hang on a second, we're all just in service to the banks, to the money. And the legal system is only built up because of money. It's all about commerce. It's business. It's corporation. So all of that is legal, but that is to do with money. It's the same thing. And we're all trapped by it. We believe it has to be so. And we're taught that this is evolution, civilization. So we believe it. And we cannot see that we are still servants. I don't want to use the other S word. We're still in servitude. We can't see it. Because we have forgotten what a better world would be. We now are so used to this corruption, we think it's okay. And we think we are free. Here's the indoctrination. Now, a sovereign actually can remember what a better world is like. Let's go back. We need some imagination. Imagine the old days. Look at these medieval fantasy movies. Lord of the Rings. In the old days, you had these powerful people, powerful men and women, or magical creatures, humanoids, elves. But they were powerful. They had a powerful consciousness. They had an honour, a spirit. And what they said, they meant. And everyone knew that. They were honourable beings. High level of consciousness. That's a high level of civilization. That is a sovereign. A sovereign is actually a higher level consciousness. It's a self-awareness. In fact, I am so self-aware, I am now conscious of the fact that I am the creator of my own little universe. I create it. We only can understand we create it once we reach a certain level of consciousness, self-awareness, self-realization. See, that again, there's another way of looking at it. Lower level of consciousness moves towards a hive mind, a group soul, tribalism. Higher level consciousness moves towards individuality. The great masters will go off into the cave and meditate. The Taoists will disappear. They disappear into the cave, the jungle. You're never to be seen again. They're meditating. They've gone into solitude. Because they're connecting to a bigger consciousness now. It's gone outside the realms of human interaction. But that can only happen when there's a more powerful self-awareness. So more powerful consciousness is sovereign. It's a singularity. But we all are. We are all actually self-aware in this humanoid form. This humanoid form is the body for self-awareness. So us humanoids, and I say humanoids because I'm including aliens, humanoid form will be self-aware. Self-aware means sovereign. Sovereign means I understand I am the creator of my energy, my universe. But this is mine. This little universe, this bubble of energy, that is me, that is mine. Completely mine. Inside this little area, my aura. Nobody else can get in. This is mine. I am sovereign. It's a spiritual thing, energetic thing. That's why it's in self-defense. Someone will attack you. You have to defend. But it's also now in the legal system, someone attacks you with words, manipulating language, trying to deceive you, trying to defraud you, take your money. But for no real reason, they are literally stealing it. They can't quite steal it, so they have to trick you into giving it to them. That's how it's all working. But we can't see it. We think it's the law. Now, like I said, in the old days, if everyone was honourable, if we were all understanding of this, and we were all following the natural law. What is the natural law? Natural law just means harmony. If we were all living in peace and harmony, which would be possible if we all had this higher level of self-awareness, because I would be in control of my area, my bubble, that means I would be responsible. You see, this is the big misunderstanding. People think the sovereign movement is, these guys, they just don't want to pay their bills. They're irresponsible, anarchist hippies. No, not at all. A sovereign is the most responsible humanoid you could possibly have. So to all those, people who think the sovereign movement is frivolous, these guys are idiots. They don't want to face up to reality. No, it's quite the opposite. You guys, everyone else, does not want to face up to reality. You have subscribed to a system that supposedly looks after you. But it's not. It's defrauding you. It's actually creating criminals. It's a criminal system. It's very hard. I'm going to talk more and more about this. It's only because we cannot remember what a life of peace and harmony should be like. We think we got it good. We haven't got it good. This life is terrible. The world is awful. If only we could remember a true abundance world, a true sovereign world. Abundance would mean, beautiful nature. Nature is everywhere. We're living in harmony with nature. Food, animals, all in abundance, all in balance. We're all sharing it, all growing it together. We all have our own place. We all acknowledge and respect each other. Now, there was high technology. We have evidence of this. The cathedrals, the churches, the temples. Whoever built that, those buildings, and there were a lot more, the whole world was covered with these glorious buildings. Pyramids. There's evidence of it. Who built this? Higher civilization. You can't be scrabbling around, fighting wars, working for money and build this stuff. This is high level consciousness. This was a sovereign world. Higher consciousness, higher civilization, living in peace and harmony with energy. And you'd have so much energy, you wouldn't have sickness and disease. Now, I'm not saying it's a perfect world. There's always struggles, always changes. But the control and the mastery of energy was such that it was relatively insignificant. Now, of course, slowly it changes. We lose it. But we can get this back again. See, now what's happened is we've lost that. It's been centuries, millennia, maybe tens of thousands of years since we had a society like that. Maybe it's before any recorded history. But the sovereign movement is actually trying to bring that back. It's so simple. If we all just take responsibility for ourselves. And peace and harmony is the logical thing. If you want a better life for yourself, you will have a better life if you live in peace and harmony. It's logical. That's why if everyone realizes that, we will all work together in peace and harmony. This is more like a family structure, a natural community. Community is not a good word. A natural village, tribe. But a natural tribe is more like an extended family. It's still a natural way. Everyone in a natural tribe, if they are taught the natural ways, they will be independent, they will be sovereign. You see, we've lost all that. It was supposed to be, okay, you were born as a child, not yet sovereign. You have not got enough self-awareness as a child. Your soul is still incarnating, coming in. Parents look after you until a teenager. Teenager, your body changes, more energy comes in, more self-awareness. Now's the point you become an adult, a sovereign. And you have to temper that. You have to make sure that soul has got this consciousness, self-awareness, a strong aura. So the teenager has to go through a trial. We have an initiation, a rite of passage. And in the tribes, they put them out in the wilderness. You've got to survive overnight. It was a spiritual battle. They have a struggle. They may be bitten by ants. All these sort of things. Or they would find a spirit animal. It was a challenge for their soul to become self-aware, become sovereign. Then when they returned back to the tribe, sometimes they might not survive. Their soul was too weak and they left. They're gone. But a strong soul comes back, they're now sovereign, an adult, a warrior, a hunter. You have to be. To survive in this world, you need to know how to hunt. That is an instinct. You need to know how to fight, a warrior, an instinct of survival. You see, the natural law is peace and harmony, but you cannot predict it. Sometimes you have to fight to protect the peace and harmony. It's very difficult. That's why it requires wisdom, it requires self-awareness. But sovereign means a mindset. It is a state of consciousness, and it's not easy. Not easy at all. It's a self-mastery. We have to keep working at it. And we have to keep noticing how we have been manipulated. We have been cheated out of it. Tricked out of it. This is what's happened. Now we all actually are subservient and we don't even realize it. It's an internal instinct. You know, someone says something and you say, yes, sir. It's been programmed so well into us. We don't realize I have ultimate control of myself. And nobody else does. Actually, nobody else can. Unless you let them. You see, they control you because you open the door, let them in. You allow your energy to go towards them. You're opening up your bubble. You're connecting to them. Now, that's fine in the process of love. But love is again slightly different. Love, you are not taking control. You are just sharing. Sharing experience. You've got to watch out. You see, you have manipulation, which may appear like love, but you are actually taking control, subverting. It's called hypnosis. This is a cult. This is mind control. It's how it works. And this is what's happened for centuries. Please do leave me any questions or comments. I hope this made sense. Thank you so much for listening, and do check out the description of this video where I talk about my new book on the ether. So thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you in any of these other videos here.